When you were a kid, what was your go-to drawing? For me, it was a bunch of little stick figures on a battlefield with helicopters and parachutes. It was pretty intense. But sadly, a lot of us grow up and we stop drawing entirely. And that was the case for me until I did a 30-day drawing challenge where I drew faces. But I want to draw so much more. So, for the next 30 days, I'll be drawing every single day, but this time, digital art. That's right, we're doing this again, but not only are we using new tools like a drawing tablet and a drawing pen, but we're not just drawing faces. In this challenge, I'll be drawing buildings, anatomy, backgrounds, and most importantly, color. But before we do all that, we gotta start somewhere. Welcome to day one. I started off by trying to get used to the basic functions of the drawing tablet, like drawing, erasing, and learning what all the different buttons do.
Okay, let's change how do we change the color? It's down here. How do I scroll? Like, am I supposed to dual wield? Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fucking learning curve, huh? I don't know what I'm doing.
You know, I was diving into a lot of new information, but I learned just enough to begin my day one drawing. Now, you might be wondering, Fletcho, did you continue drawing after your original 30-day challenge like PewDiePie did? No, I didn't. But I did draw a little here and there, so that's why this day one drawing looks a lot better than this one.
The shoulders are really messed up, and the eyes are a little far apart, but it's just you know, we're not even done yet. Hey, it's a little guy. Okay, he has one thick ass neck. That looks pretty good. That is not so good. Fill in the hair, and ladies and gentlemen, that looks pretty good. That's my guy. What if okay, we're gonna put a shirt on him. There he is, our beautiful boy. I'm gonna name him Barnaby. Hey, listen, it's not great, but it's pretty good. You can see the potential here.
But in order to reach that potential, we have a lot to learn. So on day two, I watched a bunch of tutorials to try and learn all I could about drawing in Photoshop. But the more I learned, the more I realized how difficult this challenge was going to be. I'm a little nervous about this challenge. Dude, when I have like a really big project and I have a bunch of layers, my brain is gonna explode. Yo, skip to a moment in the video where I'm super stressed.
God. Great.
Okay, took a bunch of notes, learned a lot of things, and what I've learned is there's a lot when it comes to Photoshop. There are a bunch of tools. I know some of them, but I've never drawn on it. So I'm scared. On day three, I tried to apply all the things we learned from yesterday, like rotating the canvas, using pen pressure, and also using the lasso tool, which lets you move parts of the drawing around and resize them. There is so much cool stuff. The fact that I can like zoom in and just erase things and turn whatever I want, it's very exciting. I'm realizing how much fun this is gonna be. This is awesome. But I did run into one problem. Somehow, I broke the pen.
How do I get this to work?
And it only works if it's plugged in, which is really cool because the wire never gets in my way. But it's fine because I ordered a new one, and this one will work for now. It's not bad. I'm pretty proud of that. We're getting one step closer to making something cool. I used day 4 and 5 to help warm up my side profile skills, since I don't have the best track record with those, but this one did turn out pretty nice. It's a pretty big jaw though. That's pretty sick. I think that looks so cool, dude. I'm so proud of that, man. Then on day 5, of course, I drew not a bird, not a plane, Superman. And that's all I drew for day 4 and 5. Didn't you draw one more thing on day 5? No. I swear you did. Here, let me see. What? No. I know. There's something else. There's something. Let me see. Oh, shit. One of the fun parts about making YouTube videos like this is reading the comments. And on my last drawing video, I got so many nice comments. And then I got some comments that sucked. The comment section on that video can be split up into 3 sections. The first section were nice comments, people complimenting my art or giving me tips. I love those comments. Keep them coming. Special shout out to that one art guy for the great video idea. I think Probably not gonna do this one. The second section were a bunch of little kids telling me how much better they were at art than me. There were so many of those, but it's fine. You know, I would never let any of those comments affect me. Just a little lightheaded. I committed too much. I'm seeing things. But the third section of the comments were a bunch of people saying that I should try drawing different things. Like my drawing of Winnie the Pooh wasn't enough for them. But then someone crossed the line. I was sent a video that said,
definitely a controversial take, but you know these drawing challenges where they draw every day for a month? Outdated, because they're always drawing people.
That's me.
You know what should be in? Someone drawing the hardest things to draw for a month.
You know what? She's right. But what is that thing? Oh! Fine, you want me to draw harder things? I'll draw a hand. I look at my hands every day. I know what they look like. So this is gonna be very easy. My hand kind of goes like, and my thumb's pretty sharp. So it'll be like this. Okay, so the thumb looks really good, right? The rest of it, I'm scared for my life. Oh, God, no, it looks like a turkey, dude. Oh, that's the background layer. Oh, I drew on the background layer. Hey, but for my first time, it's not that bad. Like, here's a real hand, then here's mine. But now we can watch some tutorials and reapproach with some knowledge. For attempt number 2, I went with the simple shape method to try and craft the hand with shapes. And I think it was a step in the right direction. It just needs to look less like a robot. So this time I erased the lines connecting all the shapes, but it still looked weird and lanky. You guys remember salad fingers? Ugh. Wow, hands suck. But I repeated the process and they started to turn out better with each iteration. It's not that bad, right? That's okay. Hands are hard, man. Oh my God. This has stressed me out more than anything that's happened this challenge. Then in my final attempt, I put all my 47 minutes of knowledge into this last hand. Oh man, hands are hard. Well, guys, those are my attempts at hands. It's kind of crazy how much I improved from just drawing 5 of them. Wow, I'm kind of impressed. And on a little late night excursion, I drew Rick and Morty. And I think I did a pretty good job, but of course there's no color because color is scary.
Did you get any of that?
On day 7, I tried to draw Conquest from Invincible. I wanted to give myself a challenge and draw someone a little more difficult than any normal character, because just look how crazy this guy looks. And actually, if you look very closely, you'll see the 3 Invincible comics on the shelf behind me. Okay, well, it's a bit of a mess. Man, this is hard. It's a bit of a mess. I have to stop, my brain's gonna explode. It's not bad, honestly, it's not even that bad, bro. But later that night, I threw down some colors and tried blending them together, all in preparation for the next day. Because on day 8, we are finally drawing our first fully colored character. Oh man, let's color. Let's color, let's shade, let's color theory. I'm also so juiced up to use a wireless pen as well. Oh yeah, the new pen came in the mail. Oh yeah, it's charging. Sorry.
Oh my God, it works. Oh my God.
So let's get rid of this dog-ass pen and let's draw some color with the new one. But before I can color, I actually have to draw the character. So let's see if you can guess who it is. Okay, well, the only issue is it doesn't look like him, so... I was supposed to be testing out colors and shit, and I'm over here drawing the eyes for 20 minutes. Okay, I just hit a bug off the wall and have no idea where it landed. Holy shit, I got the bug. Oh my God, it reappeared. Ow! Anyone need a tissue? Oh my God, that took forever, dude. That was like 4 hours or something. Oh my God. Here's the side-by-side with the reference, and I'm happy to say that they look very similar. The only huge difference is the neck girth. My guy never skips neck day. You know, in my last challenge, I drew Gojo, so it was only right to draw his best friend. Man, they're gonna be best friends forever, right? Right? Hello? For the next 3 days, I drew nothing but anatomy. My worst enemy and a nightmare for any artist, really, but I got my reps in. I'm talking 3 days of muscle and bone. My anatomy teacher would be so proud. Mrs. Gutenberg, I cheated. Now, when I started this challenge, I already had an idea in mind for the day 30 drawing. I want a cool character and a grand city with buildings behind him, but a lot of buildings. So I think it's probably smart to start working on knowing how to draw them. You know what? Does it look like a perfect square? Absolutely not. That's it. That's all I had. I don't know what I'm doing. Luckily, Daniel Ang Art had a great video on drawing buildings, and he showed me a way to create reusable window panels that I could slap onto buildings like this.
That's so to make bigger selections.
That's so, oh my God. This is super fun. This is like a really cool part of digital art. But now that we learned some technique, on day 13, I want to do something bigger and better, which means more buildings and a whole new perspective.
I'm obviously going for a different perspective here. I would like to be in the middle of the road with the buildings to my sides.
Now, since we want a perspective where it feels like we're in between buildings, I used a helpful tool called a perspective grid. We use this as guidelines because when things get farther away, they get smaller. Can you believe that? So this grid helps us keep in line.
The characters I draw are never gonna be perfect, but the buildings can. Colors and shapes and colors and shapes and colors and shapes. Oh, I'm getting a little stressed about how much work I'm gonna have to do to just do this little piece right here.
This is when I came to the realization that I might have to give myself at least a couple of days to draw the final project of this challenge. Especially because something as simple as this little Sesame Street Roblox Looney Tunes ass drawing took so long.
This took 3.5 hours, and it's not even close to done. Dude, this shit takes so long.
After a couple more hours of grueling work into the depths of the night, I brought this little town of Lorem Ipsum to the brink of completion as we inched into day 14.
Wow. If you like cross your eyes and squint and like take a couple steps back, this looks really good.
So I threw on some final touches to my first ever 2-day project, and...
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the day 13 and day 14 project complete. So this is totally new territory for me, but I feel like I've done really well. I've never made something that made me feel like I could be there. And for when it comes to tomorrow and what I'm gonna be drawing, I have no clue.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mario. So I tried to find a reference, but instead, a reference found me. It's perfect. Now that I got my reference, nobody will stand in my way. Nothing can stop me from... Oh. But as soon as I dangled my big toe into day 16, I stumbled into a familiar problem.
I can't draw a thumb. I can't draw a thumb, dude.
Oh my God. Even after some adjustments, I only created more issues for myself.
He has 6 fingers. He has 6 fingers. He has 6 fingers.
I want to be done. 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 Fuck you! All right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a wrap on this drawing. This is my second time truly coloring an art piece. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's really cool, actually. And I know I could do better too, which is cool, but, oh my God, that took so long, bro. On day 17, I was mentally exhausted and I just needed a little break. Day 18. I thought I'd dive back into some anatomy to see if I've improved on the fundamentals. Fundamentals. And, okay. Oh, it's supposed to be easy now, right? Why is he so droopy? But I did, however, become much better at identifying why the drawing looks off and coming up with a solution. That looks fine. Wait, I kind of fixed it. That looks pretty good. Okay. And it did feel like a lot of the problems were easier to solve. And hold on. Did you bless me? I just sneezed twice. Okay, if you didn't bless me, you can still say it right now. Thank you. And to those who didn't, Slamama, Simanama, Yashavala Sivasaka. Check your feet tomorrow, bitch.
Lines and body parts and lines and body parts.
Dude, anatomy is so hard. It's not bad. I feel like this is a lot better than my first go around at anatomy.
Checked. Oh my! Big right hand!
Day 19 started off like any other anatomy day, drawing a dynamic pose. I actually feel like I'm getting better. Shout out all my artists, bro. This is so hard. Literally 50 minutes. And though this sketch took almost an hour, it kind of flew by. You could almost say that this was getting kind of relaxing. That is, until I added shadows, and instead of a simple sketch, I began to envision something. A war spanning across Greek soil, blood, steel, and the roars of battle. And standing above it all, I saw a warrior with a spear and shield, with a cape and a cool helmet, and a Speedo! Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of get the vision here? This is pretty fucking sick, dude. A little Spartan, you know what I'm saying? I kind of just let the ideas flow. I even gave him a round shield instead of a rectangle one, because I remembered that's what Spartacus had. Is that his name? Gerard Butler? That's a weird name for a Spartan. I'm actually so excited looking at this. I won't even lie to you. I'm actually hyped to work on this tomorrow, dude. Oh my God, I actually have like a project to do tomorrow. I think it's safe to say so far this has been my most fun project, and with the least amount of hiccups. Plus there's thousands of different Spartan references to get ideas from, so that helped. And also, if you're wondering how I got this shot, stop being so nosy. So I just spent 15 minutes drawing on the wrong layer. I'm having fun. I said it. I'm having fun. I'm stressed. It's pissing me off, but I'm having fun. Together. This is so cool, man. That's a wrap for tonight. Ooh, man. Oh, I'm cramping. Oh. Guys, remember, before you draw, please wear protection. So that's a joke, like I'm referring to a condom. I also want to ask, do you guys watch anything when you draw? Because when I draw, I go full iPad kid, and I need something playing. Like, I ripped through the whole Ryan Trahan 50 States series during this challenge. It was just supposed to be an anatomy pose. Now I'm 3 days deep in this bitch. 4 days now, but we're almost done. I just had to add some highlights to the Spartan, you know, some shine. I'm pretty much lubing him up for battle. Of course. This stuff takes forever. Dude, it's been like 4 days drawing the same guy. And I'm just gonna take a quick little break. I experimented with my first background for a character. I was just slapping different paintbrushes together and smearing it around till it looked good. And I almost finished. That is until... Dude. Power went out in the middle of drawing, in the middle of recording. I hope it's saved. I swear to God, if it didn't save, I'm not doing a background.
I don't think my power's coming back on. Oh my God, I was about to finish too. Oh my God.
Well, obviously, I recovered the footage because, well, you watched it, silly. But the drawing file was a different story.
Okay, I'm clicking on it and it won't load. Could not open day 19 because of program error.
But later that night... Oh my God, it opened. Oh my God, it opened. Oh my God, it opened. Oh my God, I used to pray for times like this and times like that in a matter of time I spent on some this. I don't know how, but we're in. I wanted to finish this last night, but then Iron Giant ate all the electrical circuits. So now we're gonna do some final touches and be completely done with this project. How important are nipples for men? You know, like, I'm not feeding any babies. Dude, life is so hard. Where do I draw nipples? Yo, I'm vetoing the nipples. I don't care. They look weird. Ladies and gentlemen, it is complete. It looks amazing. I think I did really well for, you know, how long I've been doing this. You know, this specific project took about, I don't know, 5 years off my life, but, you know, we're still kicking. This is definitely the coolest thing I've ever drawn or digital arted ever. I think I'm getting pretty good. And with this drawing, I gained a lot of confidence. Am I the best artist in the world? Oh, okay. Maybe too much confidence. Uh-oh.
My name is Fletcho, and I am the greatest artist in the world. To some, 23 days may seem like a small amount of time, but to me, it was a lifetime. My brain works fast, but my pen works faster. Every time my pen touches the canvas, art. Art.
I kind of want to draw Spider-Man. Spider-Man. There are so many different versions. I think my favorite suit of all time is Andrew Garfield. I love this suit, but I think my favorite overall looking Spider-Man is Scarlet Spider. It's super comic booky, and this pose right here is looking very cool. I began with the Scarlet Spider reference, but I wasn't liking how it was turning out, so I decided to switch gears, or switch Peters. Wait, his name is Benjamin? Well, that ruins my joke. I moved on to the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and instantly was struggling with the absolute gargoyle pose. And hey, I've done a lot of anatomy at this point, but Spider-Man has the most dynamic poses I've ever seen. So it was either this or this. Huzzah! Okay. And after making a bunch of tiny adjustments and finishing the sketch, I then added harsh black lines, but even after all of that, I still wasn't liking how it looked. Fletcho, is it because the mask is too hard to draw? No! Yeah, anyways, I decided to switch Bens. So on day 25, I drew our old friend Benjamin, and I really liked where it was heading, and that got me wound up. Okay, can you sit down and keep drawing, please? Okay. Luckily, this Spider-Man has a totally different mask, so we don't have to worry about that beehive we created prior. And also, he has a way easier pose to draw, which is really nice. Thank God we doubled back. This is turning out so cool. Oh my God, it's so sick. But my back hurts. My whole fucking back hurts. My whole back hurts. And with each and every new detail added, the drawing just kept getting better and better until we reached the end of day 25. I think it looks so cool. Oh, it looks so cool. Oh my God. I'm so happy with this. And on day 26, I added the final details on one of my favorite projects of this challenge. And thankfully, the coloring process was pretty easy because, you know, with great power comes red and blue.
I want Spider-Man!
I am so happy with that. I'm so happy with that. It looks so cool, dude. Oh my goodness. That's like one of my favorites. And there's variations of it too, like the black and white one, dude.
All of these beautiful art pieces have brought me to this very moment. It is time. In the next 4 days, I will create my final masterpiece. But first, I eat a cookie. 2 cookies.
All right, final project. Let's get to work. Now, we've already discussed the concept of this project. I want a character in a big city with lots of buildings, so we can consider this my first draft. Yet, there are many questions still lingering, so let's brainstorm. In my second, third, and fourth draft, I considered the idea of having my character flying in the city, like a superhero. But after looking at some comics for inspiration, I saw that Batman poses looked so good, and he's not flying. So in the next drafts, I drew the character standing on a building, standing on the corner of a building, sitting on a crane, all in various positions, not flying. And after 7 drafts and much pondering, I decided to go with draft 5. I thought it'd be smart to throw together a rough sketch of the character, so I have an idea of where to place all the buildings around him. How do people draw comics or manga? I can't even draw one panel of something without wanting to break my monitor. Because I suck at drawing, that's what it is. I spent some time sketching the building positions, and I really started to see this project's potential. That's kind of what I'm going for. I like the composition of this. It's making me feel pretty good. Okay, we're making progress. I then begun to refine the sketch to make the city look a little cleaner, but when there's a lot of buildings, that takes a long time. I hate buildings! Oh my god, why did I pick this? Oh! But it's okay, because I fought through it, and that's when I made one fatal mistake. How did I combine? I combined the layers. I combined all the layers somehow. How? How did I fucking do? Oh my god. Guys, I combined all the layers, so I can't just remove all the scribbles that are around. This guy in the middle is now implemented into the art, so I can't just remove him. Instead of improving the art, I'm gonna have to sit here and shuffle shit around and erase everything. So, I redrew everything that I did for the past 45 minutes, which was a blast. All right, I fixed it. I redid all the buildings. That was super fun. Gonna have to add a lot of little details to these buildings. Sounds like a nightmare. Good luck, future Fletcher. You're gonna have so much fun. Let's draw some buildings. But I need references. I don't know what buildings look like. I gathered many building references, and I especially wanted this building from Chicago. What's it called again? How many names are you gonna give this thing? First I thought it was the Hancock building, then the Sears Tower, now it's Willis Tower. My ass. Willis had nothing to do with this tower. All right, I got all my references of buildings and things. Let's draw. In order to make these buildings look good, I need a bunch of windows. And that's when Daniel's tutorial comes into play. That should look like a window though, you know what I'm saying? So I drew multiple window templates and started placing them throughout the city. And that's when I had an idea. Hear me out. What if I made a brick pattern, turned it into a shape, then I could put the bricks on all the buildings? The same thing I'm doing with all the windows. Smart, right? No. For example, this is a normal amount of points for a shape, about 8. Now look what happened when I made the brick pattern into a shape. And I didn't even notice, until I heard my PC gasping for air. I can only guess that it generated tens of thousands of points. Look how many points there are. Oh my god, I gotta delete it. My PC's gonna blow up. But after nearly making my PC into a homemade shrapnel grenade and blowing my legs off from beneath my table, I continued to put the windows on the buildings. A long and time-consuming process, but as long as I keep on track, I'll be done in no time.
So my power went out again.
So I have this crazy theory. What if the mass amount of points I generated required so much power that it wiped out the power grid to my entire neighborhood? No way, right? Right? But luckily this time the project opened without a problem, and I set out that night to complete the sketch of the entire city, with every window accounted for and every line drawn in place. Well, my friends, this is quite the ambitious feat. Fuck, man, this is gonna take forever! What am I doing?
Sometimes hearts collide. Someday we'll be bright enough to see it. Waiting for that sign. There's no one here to blame to believe.
That took around 6 hours.
It is the end of day 29. Tomorrow is going to be a busy day. Got a lot of work ahead of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 30. Wow, there's a lot to be done still, huh? We can do this, right? You know, all it takes is a whole day's work and it'll look complete. Day 30 begun with me trying to find a good gradient for the sky, and then Photoshop crashed and my keyboard stopped working. Yeah! I found a sky gradient that resembled a sunset, and that was good for now. Then I finally started adding color to the buildings, like a little coloring book. And then my keyboard stopped working. Again. God! But I made some progress on the coloring, and then my pen stopped working. Free me of the shackles of technology! Even though I was about one more technical problem away from selling my PC and living in the woods, I finished coloring in the buildings. It looks so dark and depressing right now, but only because I need to add 1,000 lights. So many lights. But that's gonna take a while. You know, I don't usually do this, but let's grab the time stone and skip about an hour and a half ahead. And perfect. But I really couldn't figure out where to go from here. I removed some lights, but the building just looked like a half-eaten vertical corn cob. So I tried a white, yellow, and black combo with the windows, and it looked better. But doing this for every building would take forever. We just gotta plow through. We gotta persevere. We gotta grab it by the balls and put one hand on the shaft. So we're gonna use the time stone again. And let's just skip a little bit. Wow! Too far! Holy shit! Reverse it. Now just bring it carefully forward. Whew, sorry, that, I'll put that back in the necklace. That process took about 3.5 hours. And that puts us at about 4 a.m. on day 30. Okay.
So it seems I've underestimated how much time it takes to make an art piece with this amount of depth. I didn't get to finish it.
You know, if only I could just add 1 or 2 more days to this challenge. You know, then I feel like I could finish this. I could just do that. Day 31 was a scramble. I tried making the windows glow. That didn't work. I tried darkening the buildings and removing the windows in bulk, but everything looked too noisy and all around bad.
I actually just don't know what to do.
After days of work and now on borrowed time, with no exaggeration, I contemplated quitting. I know it seems silly, but I care about my YouTube videos a lot. So much so that having the final piece of art look like this ruins all I've worked towards this past month. I was hanging on by a thread, and that's when I made a mistake. Instead of clicking color overlay to change the color of some windows, I clicked gradient overlay, and that mistake sparked an idea. I soon turned every window into that gradient, and don't get me wrong, it looked bad. I just had to find the right gradient. A blend of white and yellow is what I settled on, the colors I wanted from the start, but better. That took an hour, by the way.
I also added these faded oval shapes to give the windows some glow, and I love how they turned out. But there was still one more thing that needed to change from the start: the sky. So I found a gradient that looked like a nice night sky, and it turned out like this. Whew. That looks way better. You know, we're almost there. It looks a lot better than it did yesterday and a lot better than it did this morning, but we're still not there. So I came into day 32 with a lot of energy. Not only because it's the final day, but also because I get to work on the character, the field in which I'm an expert in. All right, so this is what my character looks like right now. We got the basic outline of what his body is gonna look like. I just need him to look cool, and right now, he doesn't. So I think what we're gonna do, lower the opacity and try and draw something over it that looks decent. And this makes me wonder, to my artists out there, what's the longest project that you've worked on? Obviously, this one is mine, but I can imagine that you guys have some crazy hours into some projects. Okay, he's starting to actually look like his own character. The hair is a nightmare for me. I don't know. Oh my god, hair is so hard. Like, you notice how all my earlier projects had like really short hair or a mask or a helmet on, so I didn't have to do hair. I saved it for the last project. Isn't that such a smart idea? We graduated. After 32 days of drawing digital art, this is my final creation. I think he looks so cool, to be honest. I think the city looks amazing. Obviously, in my mind, it's not perfect. And is it because I couldn't finish the legs? Maybe. Ultimately, this challenge made me appreciate digital artists so much more. I've always been impressed by art, but now I know just a little taste of how much effort this takes. It consumes your whole day and it blows away your posture. Let me tell you, my back is round. It's currently 4:47 a.m. and that's a wrap. I think it looks amazing, especially if you zoom in like this. Like, wow. I'm super proud of myself. This looks so cool, man. I'm so tired. It's almost 5 a.m. I'm going to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenge has come to a close. After 32 days of grueling, excruciating, painful pen to tablet, our final project is here. And to all you digital artists out there, I salute you. This was not easy, especially when your keyboard keeps turning off and your pen's broken and your power keeps going out. But besides that, the skill ceiling for this is so high and I barely scratched the surface. But I did have so much fun, and I think overall, I enjoy digital art more than pencil and paper. It truly is just more fun to me. But anyways, thank you guys all for watching. Oh, why am I wearing this? Because it's the grand opening to my Patreon. That's right. Please help me. You know, I just booted her up and it would help me out immensely if you considered subscribing. It'll keep you in the loop on all my YouTube videos. It'll give you a bunch of behind the scenes. And most importantly, it'll put your name at the end of my videos. Isn't that what we all want? You know, our name places. But of course, it's optional. It's not. Please
Just go get your credit card, okay? But overall, I hope you enjoyed the video, and sorry this video took so long to make. I kind of moved across the country and then worked on a short film, but I'm back, and I'm gonna make some more videos, so just stay tuned. See you next time. Later. All right. You can go now. I'm gonna go to bed because it's 5 a.m. All right. Wonderful.